And there we go. Let's take it off for right now. I didn't comb my hair. We're okay. We're all okay. We are now at Monday. It is now April 3rd, 4th, April 4th of 2022. Oh, boy, if we were talking about just business, I could say the first quarter is over, but that's actually true. The first quarter is over. Question, what did we do with that first quarter? Hopefully we did whatever we were supposed to do to make it work. This is where it goes into those New Year's resolutions. Did you have a New Year's resolution? Whatever, that kind of thing. A quarterly one, a quarterly review to see where you're at, where you're going. Oh, absolutely. It's not just about once a year. Never is about once a year. It's much more ongoing. Every day, got to figure out where we're at, where we're going, what are we doing, the rest of that stuff. Is there a balance in there? Of course, there's a balance in there. But we just got to keep moving forward. Just got to continue to move forward. Listen, I just want to play this one right off the bat. And today's program, I just want to say major thank you. I've taken a look back. I had a conversation with somebody just before who wants to start a podcast. And I'm thinking, it's like, once you get to, give me a call, kind of hash out a couple of things. And I realized when I was talking to that person, I said the word just. You just need. You know how many months it took me to go figure out what we just needed to do to get to this point? And then I just need to do something with that background. It's like bad. Needs a little bit more something. But a lot of it was just what I said to him. And it's like, it's not just. It's a slow process, depending upon how much time, energy you put into it. I've spoken to a couple of people that are doing things, and it's like, wow, when they get this thing out, it looks great. It looks great. And they're starting at that point? No, definitely not. Definitely not. Not starting at any point. Let me go play this thing. It has to do with Ukraine. Friend of mine, good friend of mine from Toastmaster World started this Facebook page. Let me just go play this thing. This way you have it. I'm going to add this to the stream. That's where we have it. I'm going to go pop over here. It's called Ukraine. You Are Not Alone. We're going to make this full page. It's Lada Lisnik. Lada has been, hang on a second there, buddy. Hang on. So Lada has been doing an awful lot when it comes to communicating with the folks that are in Ukraine. And a lot of these people that she's been speaking with are, regular citizens, and some of them are in these different shelters and stuff like that. So she's been definitely keeping up on it. And she created this Facebook page that you're looking at right now. And I'm going to play the song that this gentleman wrote. And with the idea behind it is that you could communicate with, those folks over in Ukraine and wherever else that listens to this sing or gets access to social media, but get to deliver a personal message. I did one, I probably can do another one. This gentleman wrote a song with his partner. I'm going to play that right now, but it just goes, and I'll tell you why this is kind of important from the Ukraine standpoint, just personal standpoint too. All right, here we go, my friends.
And here's a new song that Tom Paxton and I wrote that kind of feels like it ought to get out there. When I open the paper, check out the news on TV, it's pictures of buildings exploding, is all that I see. There in the midst of the horror, the blood and the bone, are the Davids against the Goliath, defending their homes. I am Ukrainian now, I will stand and I will not bow. Half world away, but somehow I am Ukrainian now. I am the Muscovite protesting out in the street. I am the rabbi learning to pray with my feet. I am the soldier who used to dance in the ballet. I am the father sending my family away. I am Ukrainian now. I will stand and I will not bow. Half world away, but somehow I am Ukrainian now. World that once was so big now feels so small. An attack on the freedom of one is aimed at us all. Sometimes the picture before you is just too hard to see, but I can't look away like the confused I used to be. While others are mounting resistance and risking it all, how can we stand by impassive when we hear their call? We are Ukrainian now. We will stand and we will not bow. Half world away, but somehow we all are Ukrainian now. We are Ukrainian now. We will stand and we will not bow. Half world away, but somehow we all are Ukrainian now.
There you go. Get rid of that. But it's impressive how the world came together on this one. 80% of the world, we'll put it that way, came together on this whole thing. But if you want to visit that site, it's Ukraine. You are not alone. And what are we up to? 311 members right now. So it'd be nice to see that grow. I'd like to continue on with that and see if we can get, let's take that away. I'm going to put it in the comments section over here. Paste. So if you want to join in on that one, you can certainly do that. You can voice your opinion, voice your support. Voicing your support, opinion, I'd imagine it's going to be supportive of the whole thing, but definitely voicing your every one of these videos. This is other guy. I'm just going to pop over there. Let's go add an audience here. 1, 2, 3. For this, it's just kind of interesting too. Like I don't know, just kind of talk about over here. Yeah, Peter Santinello. Before I go into my personal comments, I don't know if you're looking at my page here. Peter Santinello. I'm just gonna flip this on real quick. Let's get back to that. Sorry, a little jumpy hit today. Can you say jumpy? Share screen. Boom. Chrome, Facebook. There we go. Yeah, this guy Peter Santinello. I've spoken about him before. I've spoken about Peter before. It's kind of weird. Maybe that's going to tie into the whole thing. But Peter Santinello is a YouTuber. He goes around different communities, different countries to shoot these videos and introduce you to the whole thing. He was invited by Shlomi. Yes, that's the same Shlomi that was at our shul, gave a presentation. The same Shlomi that invited him to go visit the Jewish population, the Orthodox Jewish population, some of the ultra-Orthodox Jewish population over in Brooklyn. So I'm watching Peter's videos, and Peter was talking about some of the gangs out in LA County and that kind of thing. That was some of the videos that got my attention. Then he was invited over to Shlomi's place, and I watched that video. And then Shlomi was invited out to the shul to go give a presentation. It's kind of fascinating on the whole thing. So I'm going to tell you about the Shlomi connection and the way this whole thing fits together. But Peter's videos are pretty wild. He really takes you into a whole other world that perhaps you don't know anything about. Maybe some of you do, but perhaps probably most of you do not. Shlomi, Orthodox Jew, he does the same thing. His thing is more of a Jewish presence going out. Peter seems to be a little bit more all around to these other challenged communities is where he's at with it. So just fascinating, what those guys do for a living. I found it interesting how everything kind of comes together. And this is the big thank you on this whole thing. Let me just get rid of this now. Let's go back to StreamYard. That's Peter on the sea. That's Peter's. Peter's. He's got family in Kiev. That's why he did this video. It's a 22-minute video. Might as well put the link up for that too while I'm here. Let's just go and do that thing. 1, 2. That's good there. Everything's got an ad. No. Okay, let's get rid of this. Stop the share. Hey, Cal, good afternoon to you. This is Peter's video on Kiev. So I started the idea, with the program today about, current events, things like that. One a big shout out to Lada, with her efforts here with Ukraine. We're trying to connect us in a way that's a little bit different. Most of us are not going to go over to Ukraine and go volunteer our time and stuff like that, or go to Poland or go to Hungary, or go to any of those places. Perhaps you've donated some food, money. By all means, I think that's a great thing. I believe we did, or are in the process of doing that, to donate some stuff, for that, to help these folks, that have left their homes, left absolutely everything. It's really brought up some interesting conversations. And like, what if we had to leave everything? Just that's it. We're going. God, right? Maybe we don't see it, but you know what? You see it there. A lot of folks in the Midwest, a lot of these different areas with either flooding, hurricanes, tornadoes, stuff like that. It's like they don't even have the opportunity to even think. It just goes and does. A friend that does another thing too about how to prepare for disaster. Quite a few of them, doing the different things. All stuff. Nothing's important. You know what? Nothing's important until you need it. Then all of a sudden, should have done. That preparation for the what ifs, is really super important. Keep track of those things as you go along. Get yourself as organized as possible. Go into my quarterly review of everything. I am nowhere near as organized as it should be. I need to get that. Here we go. I admit it. Like it's not obvious. But anyhow, we're doing that whole thing. But there's something that's absolutely fascinating that happens along the way. We accumulate stuff, right? Go look in your garage, your basement, your spare room. Lucky enough to have a spare room and stuff like that. All those things you've collected when you move from one apartment to another, one house to another. You collect all that stuff. Is it meaningful? Perhaps some portion of that is meaningful. You keep it. You keep it. You keep it in your mind. You keep it in your head someplace. And then something happens, you remember that whole thing. That's good. And when it's there, when you need it, if you know where it is, it's good. On the negative side of things, if you needed to bail out of your house immediately, you got to know where everything is. Got to know where it is. Can't think about where it is. Got to know where it is. Perhaps it's all in some digital format someplace. Keep it on your phone. Hey, that's good. Perhaps you have it in some safe deposit box someplace, something like that. I guess that's good too. Perhaps you have it in your little go bag. Go bag. When go bag. If you've had a child, you've got that go bag. That kind of thing. Guys, just in case. Go bag. That's really important. But another fascinating thing that comes up is you collect good stuff. Collect a lot of good stuff along the way. Collect a lot of relationships with a lot of people. Collect a lot of knowledge of different situations along the way. And you wonder why. What are you going to do with all these things? What are you going to do with all these things? Well, you know what? Amazing things do happen. Tomorrow's guest. I got a guest on tomorrow, Margarita. We're talking about integrity. And it's going to filter into that whole aspect of things there, a little bit too. But a lot of good things happen because you have this collection of it, and then all of a sudden, when something happens, something good could happen. It doesn't have to be bad. Something good could happen. It's like, oh yeah, I remember when. Well, I've got to experience that. I remember this person. This is where you got to keep notes on different things too. I remember this person. So this gentleman I spoke to before, he keeps notes of where he last saw somebody. That was good. Taps. That was good. It was definitely good. I used to do that. I kept an Excel spreadsheet. Yeah, before that CRM system stuff. Kept an Excel spreadsheet of where I met the person. Something about them. That's what I kind of knew. Whenever it's needed to go back to. Sometimes I run into some weird conversations. It's like, hey, this is Brian. Brian who? Yeah, last time we met was 3 years ago. We met at a trade show. You were wearing the yellow tie. And like, that's a little weird. Be careful on that one. Jog your own memory. Sometimes, you don't want to go too far. Jogging somebody else's memory, along the way with the whole thing. But it just comes together sometimes. And it's been one of those quarters, looking back, just a lot of things have come together. Made a whole bunch of phone calls today. A number of folks. It's all right. Thank you all for returning those phone calls. Love how it all comes together. Been very involved with the drag strip. It's been like a lot of fun. But it goes beyond just the fun side of things. Spoke to my dad. We had a nice conversation about when we went to the races. And Islip Speedway, Freeport Speedway, reminded me of when I had my car, I had a four-cylinder Capri car, running that whole thing. A whole lot of fun that was. It also reminds me of why I need to be more organized, because I do have a picture of me in my little car getting the checkered flag and a trophy, and I have no idea where the heck that picture is. But it's someplace. Probably with that video of me singing on that stage on the cruise ship. Yes, James Brown. I got to find that video. It's someplace. Whatever. But the memories there. And those connections are there. Those stories are there. There's people that are there. And it's all kind of coming together. With the drag strip. I mean, like, who would have thought? Who would have thought something that I did 4 years ago? We did 4 years ago. Because that room was not empty. There was a lot of us. They were the town of Islip, town of Brookhaven, talking about the MacArthur Airport, talking about the Ronkonkoma hub, talking about the possibilities of a drag strip. Mark Alessi was there for that one. Dennis Catoni was there for that one. Dennis representing the Long Island Needs a Drag Strip. And Mark was my go-between guy. So had, again, one of the officials from town of Islip, one of the other officials from town of Brookhaven. Mark was an elected official, but he's now a businessman, stuff like that. And it's like, it was just nice to have somebody that they go between kind of a thing. It was great. Had a wonderful time there. It was good. Good message delivered out. Track became permanent. That's good. Also had a chance to meet with WSB, Stony Brook, in the radio station over there, and a lot of other people. It was nice. And then it grew and it grew and it grew. And I find that now that we're back to the drag racing again, last year they got a temporary permission from the town of Riverhead to do it. This year, temporary again, just 1 year. But number of races. Got something, and they start this weekend, April 9th. Ribbon cutting is at 10:30 at Epcal Park in Calverton. At 10:30, the town supervisor for Riverhead, had to meet all these supervisors, which is pretty cool. Town supervisor for Riverhead, she'll be doing the ribbon cutting at 10:30 and driving, and I forgot what car she's driving down that drag strip with. But it's going to be a nostalgic car, I can tell you that. And the whole idea of the drag strip, what it represents going forward, is just absolutely amazing. See, I tend to think that the possibilities of this thing becoming permanent are getting better and better, as various groups get behind this thing. So we got Suffolk Automotive is going to be there representing the schools, the vocational side of things. They didn't sign on for that, but they're there for that. They're there for their own reason, which is absolutely something I've learned along the way by doing many of these interviews. People come on the show, your show, and they do things, whether group setting, business, whatever it is, for their own reason. If you could figure out what their reason is and then piggyback off of it in order to help you get your message out, it just kind of works. It really does. So I've been looking to promote the vocational side of it. Suffolk Automotive there, fantastic. Really is. Suffolk Automotive's program, this is Suffolk Community College in Selden. They have some of their students are sponsored by Tesla Automotive. Great. Tie-ins on the whole thing. I had a one-off conversation with somebody last year who drove a Tesla at the track. Turned out to be a guidance counselor for Patchogue Medford School. Who knew? Who knew? And that whole thing got tied together. Wound up students at the HIA trade show last year. Fantastic stuff. Now with Suffolk Automotive, perhaps Tesla attends. Perhaps she gets to see what she'd like to see, because I think she's been emailing Elon Musk. It's like, hey, I'm racing your car. I don't know what exactly she wants out of the whole thing, but maybe just a little recognition. But as far as I know, she's still waiting for that email to come back. Maybe Mr. Musk is a little bit busy right now. But it helps. All this stuff is helping to tell the story of the vocational aspect of this. On the tourism side of things, whether it be a staycation, whether it be people from the region coming in, all could be. Now, remember, I spoke to the folks over at the airport about the airport, MacArthur Airport, at that original one. You think they'd be interested in perhaps this whole idea of the tourism side of things with the racetrack? I tend to think so. So, started a conversation that way. Haven't finished that one up. Hoping to meet them actually at the Hauppauge Industrial Association trade show, which should be good. Ron Loveland doing something there with the students. He is talking. Well, he's got a big thing going on with the manufacturing group. They're making it into a job fair. So if you are looking for a job in manufacturing, it's there. But it's also information bringing back out to the schools. Got a couple of career days that are coming up. Through Maria Fry, ECNY Foundation. The Hauppauge High School is another one. And the third one is with Career Employment Options. They're also doing one. Good chance to bring that stuff up over there too. So all this stuff, and then of course the local tourism thing, with these folks with the cars. Now something else to do on the island that you could race your car on a drag strip. You can't really bring your car out to Riverhead Raceway. It's not. They do have a spectator drag racing. I believe they're still doing that. Where you can race your car, but you're going around a circle. It's not in a straight line. You are racing against somebody in that circle. Things happen. Things happen on a drag strip too, but the chances are lesser because you're going in a straight line. And if you ever really wanted to run by yourself, you can do that too. So it even lessens it more, but you still have to control your car. It is concrete barriers on both sides, so you don't want to hit them. More importantly, though, you don't want to race your car illegally because you don't want to hit a telephone pole, fire hydrant, another car, or even something worse than that. That's the whole message, David, that race on a track, not on the streets. That's an important message to deliver. Very important message to deliver. But the tourism side of things there too, the family aspect of it is there. So it's great. Obviously, it was amazing how many families were attending this thing last year. And they were all wearing the same T-shirts, which kind of makes it easy to figure out if they're a family or a team, stuff like that. But the kids that were there, just really terrific. Really good. Even Jason Dober, he was 6 years old at the time, racing a junior drag. So you get that family thing. But the point is that even these career days and the vocational stuff, a lot of that has to do with the fact that our companies here on Long Island need to get employees to remain here on Long Island. They need employees. And if they don't get employees, they leave. And actually, since there's been fewer and fewer racetracks on the island, Islip is closed, Freeport is closed, Bridgehampton is closed, National Speedway is closed, Riverhead remains open. And this one becomes a possibility. But we're going to take a look backwards about all the different racing companies, racing-related companies that we hear on the island going back 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago versus now. A lot of them have moved. They've gone to where racing is happening more and more. And that's, Florida, the Carolinas. Obviously, the Carolinas massive, on the racing. But they're going. So what happens? That's a loss of jobs. So if we lose racing, we're going to lose jobs. Thousands upon jobs? No, not going to be thousands of jobs, but we do lose jobs. And the more and more we lose industries, the more and more we lose businesses, the more and more jobs we lose. So, if the drag strip could be used as a catalyst to keep, well, there's one thing to keep those racing companies here. That's good. But if the drag strip could be used as a catalyst to get more people, more high school students involved in working on cars, in working with sheet metal, in reading blueprints, in learning about teamwork, in exploring their entrepreneurism, don't you think that drag strip, that simple eighth of a mile drag strip, could be a catalyst to something? And it's not just going into the automotive industry, although I know many automotive shops, one of them in particular is looking to hire somebody with no experience, none, a desire, I'm sure, but no experience, because they need people. So many need people in doing all kinds of things. But look, there's a reason why Tesla is sponsoring paid internships at Suffolk Automotive. They need people working on these cars, and these cars are complicated. It's not an engine, it's batteries, it's cameras, it's all kinds of things. It's complicated. But they need people. They need people. In the electric auto industry, I was told by somebody else about the electric car racing industry. Used to be the HO cars. That was the electric cars. Now it's not. These full-size cars all over the place. I hope to do some videos on that and hope to reaching out to a couple of people to talk about these things. But the electronic car racing, battery, cars running on batteries, that kind of racing. It's a lot. And a lot of car companies are investing a lot in that. That is the future. So if we have this thing here and we can get more people interested in manufacturing something, entrepreneurism, those manufacturers today get employees for tomorrow. That's good. What about the tourism? Tourism industry on Long Island is massive. Is the drag strip going to bring thousands upon thousands of people? No, but it adds to it, especially in that Riverhead area. You got a couple of other amusement areas, wine country, the beaches, the golf courses, all the rest of that stuff. Fascinating. Fascinating. Boating. Can't forget boating. Boating's a big deal. That kind of thing. So if more and more people enjoy traveling here and vacationing here, maybe they enjoy living here and working at the companies that are here. So it all fits. The way I see it, the whole thing fits together. And it's a collection of so many of you that have helped me along the way by having little tidbit conversations, by saying, Brian, that's not a good idea. You're not going to get any place that way. Had those conversations. I appreciate that. Stops me from running down that rabbit hole where I'm going the wrong way. There's enough things to be done on those. Wow, you know what? That's someplace you should go with. Well, why don't you try? And that's the big look back on this whole thing. And here's the thing I suggest you do. Take a look back once a quarter. Take a look back on those people, those things, those subjects, those items, those things of yours that are important. Get them someplace where they are at your fingertips and important. If they're people and you haven't spoken to them, give them a call. Tell them anything. Hello. See how they're doing. Welcome to the second quarter of 2022. Whatever. Invite them to the racetrack. But if you'd like. Invite them to the HIA Trade Show May 26th, if you'd like. Invite them to participate in one of these career days, if you'd like. I know Hauppauge is still looking for people. So is Sachem looking for people to participate. That's the Sachem North High School. On that one. Tons of things. Tons of things. So look back on those things and appreciate those people. And I give you a shout out there, Ka, my wife, for dealing with me. I get all over the place sometimes. And I do appreciate the idea of helping out, making it work, trying to keep me somewhat in line. I do get excited about a whole bunch of different things at the same time. Yes, I have a bright, shiny object problem. And if you're within my inner circle, you know that. And if you're in the outer circle, you probably figured that out by now, trying to figure out what it is. But here's the bottom line as to what it is. The bottom line as to what it is. I enjoy living on Long Island. I enjoy the whole aspect of it. We can't lose businesses. So how do we keep businesses here? We have to continue to promote the idea this is a good place to visit, on vacation, or live permanently. And we need to keep our youth here. We need to keep that next generation of employees, employers, leaders, followers here on the island. If everybody leaves, the businesses are going to follow, and that's not good. It's not good. This is going to become one vacation island. That's it. Going to become. You can't lose the businesses. That's not going to be a good thing. So what could you do to support that? Well, figure out the stuff that has made you a better person. Those people, those things, whatever, those experiences, and make sure that you stay in touch with them. At least on a quarterly basis. And then they'll pick up the phone when you call. It's always a nice thing. So thank you, folks. All right, what do we got? White for the year. There we go. Actually, for a couple of decades already here, my friend. So we got the racing this weekend, April 9th. The ribbon cutting is at 10:30. If you want tickets, get them online, Racetrack Not Street, or show up at the car show tomorrow night. That's right, tomorrow night at Mount Carmel Church in Patchogue, New York. Bring a donation, dollar donation, food donation, whatever it is. The weather is getting nice, and bring your camera. It's a lot of fun. Great cars, great people. You can buy tickets there directly, or get them online at Racetrack Not Street. That's April 9th, 10th, and 16th. Then we take a break until August for the bird nesting season. That's good. HIA Trade Show. You want to get on the Facebook group page for the HIA 34th Annual Trade Show. And that trade show is May 26th. As always, if you want to attend for free, register in advance. You can do that now. You want a booth? Speak to Anthony Forgione. Tell him Brian sent you. This way, it's much whatever. I can ask Anthony to do me a favor. Hey, bud, you know that company? Anyhow, May 26th at the Suffolk Community College in the Brentwood campus. Yeah, that's right. The Suffolk Community College Automotive Programs at Selden. The trade show is at the Brentwood campus, back to where it was. So hundreds of vendors possible, on that one. I'm sure a lot of folks are going to come out again too. First time in a while we've had a full-blown healthier society for the trade show. That's good. Big airflow in there too, so that stuff is great. Well, good. I'm promoting the tourism at that one, so if you know anybody that's in the tourism business, that's good. Bloggers, whatever, all these websites, everything, the whole deal. Want to get them there. And Ron Loveland and CEO and Maria Fry with the ECNY Foundation helping out big time with the job search stuff, but for the manufacturers, so that's going to be there too. All right, it's a free registration, and if you're going to bring your resume, bring a resume. That's good. Don't go to all the vendors there and hand them your resume. It's not a hiring event. The manufacturers are looking for job seekers, not the rest of the trade show. We'll post on that one on the Facebook page there too. So it's good. It's all good. All right. So have yourself a great day, great week. Oh, and tomorrow, Margarita joins me. 1 o'clock live, talking about integrity. You have to have integrity. I got to go. It's 34 minutes. We're a little bit over here. All right. Hey, Mike, I got to agree with you. White for the year. It's good. Karen, thanks. I know I'm an idiot sometimes. Oh, there we go. And I thought the video was off. That's not true. I'm an idiot sometimes. Maybe a lot of times. All right. Remember, speak well, speak often, live inspired. Bye.